Alright, so we got the car all packed up. We're headed to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and it is 3 a.m.
Alright, so this is where we're staying. This is the front. We're putting together a plan to exactly what we're going to see tomorrow, hoping the weather holds. If it doesn't, if we do get some rain, there should be some other things we can do as well. And this is definitely nestled in the Smoky Mountains here.
Alright, and we just ate supper tonight at the Sunliner Diner. It's 50s themed. The waitresses are dressed in 50s style, and it's diner food. Pretty reasonably priced, and it's not too bad. A lot of seating, and they have a couple of 57 Chevys that you actually sit in, or displays that are like 57 Chevys that you can sit in. It's a booth, so it's kind of neat. Alright, so our first item of business here is to go through the Titanic Museum here. So we had to print off our boarding passes, and then we get to go inside. I guess they don't allow any photography inside, so this is all we're going to get to see. But they do have a big giant hat and an anchor here. And of course, there's going to be a gift shop. And I don't know, one of our questions was, is this the actual size of what the Titanic was? We're not sure. Hopefully we find out. I'm not an expert here, but I'm assuming this iceberg is probably too close. Probably is going to cause some issues for the Titanic here.
Alright, we are in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and we're going to go up on this Skylift, and we're going to walk across the largest pedestrian suspension bridge in North America. At least that's what they claim.
Alright, so we're on, and that's where we're going. We're heading up. This is actually our second ride. I wasn't sure if I could bring the camera along without dropping it, but I got it this time, and we're going. The first time we were coming down, and there was a huge giant black bear just walking on this street here, and some people scared it away, and it, I don't know, it kind of disappeared into this tree over on the side here. But just unreal to see a big giant bear just like walking down the street. I guess it's pretty common. Oh, there we go. Now we're moving again. Like I was saying, so right on this street is where we saw the bear, and there's a small spot in the fence that it came around, and it actually went down to where these trees are. But there were some workers that came down that kind of scared it away because it was just coming right down the street, and it looked like a pretty big bear. I would say at least 400 pounds. It was pretty big. There's a look. What? Looking down. It's pretty warm here today. Extremely humid. Alright, so we made it to the top. This is the suspension bridge that goes across. And just here's another look. This is down on Gatlinburg. So there really is no street parking. You just find a parking lot. It's 20 bucks to park for the day, and then you just plan to walk it. It's not too bad for walking. Here's what they call their Space Needle, and there's just steps that take you up to that. I don't think we're gonna go there today. I don't think we're actually gonna go there at all. And then like the main street is right in the middle of the screen here, and that's where all the shops and everything to buy tickets for different things. And there's another one of these Skylifts over to the left here that we'll take a look at once we're riding the Skylift down. I think we can get a better view of that. I would guess this is the size bear that we saw, something about this big. Alright, so here's the middle section, and I think they said this is 30 feet of glass. Pretty sure it's plexiglass.
Wait, oh.
Alright, so we made it across.
I got a bunch, so. Oh, we took one.
Here's a look at the bridge from the underneath. Alright, so we're coming down. And you can actually bring your dogs. We saw a person actually talked with them. They brought 2 dogs, like decent medium-sized dogs, up on harnesses. And you just hold them and you take them to the top. You can kind of see there's a sky car going up there. That'll take you up to a completely different area where there's a bunch of different like mountain coasters that you can ride down the hill back to that sky cart, or sky car I guess they call it. Alright, and this is where we saw the bear. He was actually right there, and he just was walking down the street this way until they scared it, and then it went through the fence over here, like I said before, behind these trees.
Alright, so we just did this. It's the Rocky Top Mountain Coaster. There's a lot of different coaster rides. This one's in Pigeon Forge. There's also one in Gatlinburg. This one looks relatively new. Just based on the track and kind of like how they had to kind of excavate to put this in. So you ride on a little orange cart and you basically control the braking of it. All the inclines, it's on like a cable. It pulls you up, and then once you get to the top, it's just gravity bringing you down as fast as you want, or you can brake and slow it down. So it goes pretty good otherwise. So, and you can ride 2 people on a cart. I think the minimum height is 56 inches to ride by yourself. I think the maximum weight is under 400. So that's the incline. It's just taking you up slowly, and then once you get to the top, you can see there's a guy coming down there. The last bit goes around and around pretty fast. At least it seems like you're going pretty fast. Alright, so we just finished shopping at the Smoky Mountain Knife Works. This is the largest knife store in the United States, and that is definitely true. We spent some time in there, and I'll show you what we picked up. If you spend too much time, I think you would end up buying a lot of stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff. All the major manufacturers of knives are in there, whether it's a Case or Buck or Swiss. They got everything in there, and stuff I've never even heard of. So definitely a cool place if you're in the area. It's near Pigeon Forge. I think it was about a 20-minute ride, but definitely worth the stop. Alright, so this is what we picked up. Starting on the left here, this is a Case knife. My daughter picked this out. She wanted a smaller pocket knife, and it had to be in this blue. This is actually a pretty nice knife, not too big. This I believe is the Champ. And this is a Swiss Army knife. It's supposed to be one of the ones that are still you can carry, that's not obnoxiously big, but it's still pretty big. Probably the nicest thing is it has a pliers on it, so if you don't have like a Leatherman or a Gerber. And then my son picked out this lanyard type for like the small SDs for the Swiss Army, and this is the case for that knife there, the Champ. All right, there's another look at the Smoky Mountains. Right now we are at a general store, and along with the general store there's also it's called Cruise Farm. I think there's like ice cream and that type of thing. So this was actually tucked away off the road. We didn't see it when we first drove in. We drove past it, but the fact that it's so far tucked away here, you come around, there's some other stuff here. I think this place right in front here, this is a restaurant. So you can see that's the main drag where those cars are there buzzing around. This is set back quite a ways. So we'll check it out and I'll let you know what I think. Alright, so we're making another stop here, and this is at the Bush's Big Bean Factory. So we just got done with the tour here, and over there the tall structures are actually where they go through the canning process, where they actually sanitize and run through a bunch of heat. And they have a whole process on what they do with all the wastewater, about how they process it, and it gets put back onto the land. And then they have a bunch of, it looks like beef cattle that just graze on the grass. So it's a pretty nice setup here. They got a movie you can watch that explains the whole like process of the beans and kind of a brief history of the company. And then there's a museum, just a self-guided tour. And then there's also a small gift shop with different types of things. That does include beans.
Alright, so we made it back. We left 6 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time and arrived 4:30 p.m. Central Time. And that was with a couple of stops and 30 minutes of stop and go through Chicago, which is frustrating. Indiana, we made some really good time. We weren't the fastest ones out there. There had to be people that were triple digits through Indiana on I-65. There were people just flying. Unreal how fast they drive on I-65 there through Indiana. I was going to get some video of us in the pool the last day after the bean museum there, or bush beans, but we ended up getting rained out. We were only in the pool a short amount of time before it started raining. And I guess on the western part of the state of Tennessee, they just got pounded with rain. I think they said somewhere between like 1.5 feet to 10 inches of rain. Just a ridiculous amount. We didn't get that where we were at. We got a good soaking rain, but nothing like that. And when we left in the morning, it was dry. We didn't have any rain, and buzzed right through without really any type of traffic issue till Chicago. So, and there was nothing I would say to skip. Everything we did was well worth the time that we spent. So that'll be it for now.